Yes.
Hello, you are watching Rear Naked Chat on the YouTubes. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. This week we are discussing the Ultimate Fighter, or as they call it in Brazil, the Ultimate Fight.
In Brazil they call it the Ultimate Fight is inside you. You must win. Is the full name?
Yeah, I think that's translated directly from Brazilian or Portuguese. Excuse me. We're summing that up. Ultimate Fighter Season 17, Episode 2. We broke it down last week for you.
Yeah.
And now we're the action's rolling. We're in the house. But before we get to any of that...
just want to say thank you for your comments.
Yeah, we've got business.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all your comments.
In fact, we don't want to be accused of not being an interactive show, so let's just deal with these one by one. The first one, our biggest fan, Farrell Man 456. Great recap, I agree. It was a great recap.
Yeah,
and this season is going to be
fan,
great.
This guy.
On to Robert Less. Where can we watch the episodes ourselves?
You police? You're trying to get us to give you illegal links. There's no illegal links on this podcast, mate. Yeah,
legit.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends what country you're in. In the UK, you can watch on ESPN. In America, on FX.
Or maybe find a YouTube tutorial about how to illegally download stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
then come back to us.
Or just Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Fucking grow up. Just grow up and learn, right?
Yeah. There you go.
That brings me nicely. That aggressive tone brings me nicely onto our last comment, which was
Bucktoothed Goat 78.
Yeah.
Who said, "Who gives a shit about what hair they have, your granddads? As long as they can fight." Now, if you didn't watch last week, that's in reference to our comment about people having pink mohawks and green spiky hair and shit. I think maybe I didn't explain myself too well. I was talking more about the attitude that comes with that haircut. Usually that person is an attention seeker rather than a dedicated fighter, as evidenced by Julian Lane last season. So I'm guessing you've probably got a pink mohawk yourself, which is why you're getting a little bit arsey about it. You got any thoughts about that comment?
Well, only that his name is Bucktoothed Goat 78.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's born in 1978, that makes him older than us.
Yeah, we're both younger than you, granddads. Go fuck yourself. But thanks for the comment. Thanks for the comment. Much appreciated. So let's get to the show this week. The fight was Gilbert Smith against Luke Barnett from the UK. Represent. All I can really say is this episode was mainly about this fight.
And Gilbert.
Again, because it's a no pink mohawk zone, there's no bullshit drama. Although there were tears. And that was because I think in the pre-fight highlights in training, the cracks were showing in his game. He did not come off looking very well. There's a little moment all the coaches were getting together and kind of going, I think this guy actually kind of sucks.
It was like training session number 1. It's like, okay, right, he seems to get just whispering to Joe, he's getting tired a bit easily, isn't he? He's getting tired, mate.
He's breathing kind of heavy there.
Yeah. Is this guy shit? It was a little bit like that.
Did we fuck up here? Is this guy going to get destroyed?
The only person who wasn't in that meeting was John Jones, wasn't it? I think everyone else except Jones. I don't know if
he was there.
He was there, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, he kind of kept quiet, I think. But, I think his teammates kind of picked up on that vibe coming off the coaches.
Oh my God, did they? Fucking hell.
I mean, your boy, what's his name? Josh Saman.
He's the unofficial team captain for Team Jones.
If you remember last week, he handed one of the teams.
He just made all the fights. Yeah. Just off his own back. Just decided to write down all the fights there. You haven't done any work for you.
Yeah. It's like, you worry about training, man. You worry about you. Don't worry about everyone else on your team. Yeah. Or the coaches, or the picks. You just do what you're fucking told. That's what you're here for. But there was him. He kind of wasn't too happy. And then there was John Jones's boy, Bubba, who we mentioned last week, who, in my notes, I've called both a snitch and a bitch. The snitch part because he had to run straight to Frank Mir to say, I don't think this fight is going to be They were trying to get him to cancel the fight, weren't they? Is that what the suggestion was?
Not
let Gilbert fight this guy?
I don't know what my reading of it was like. Bubba just took it upon his own head to almost go up to Frank Mir, and I'm going to paraphrase here and say, look, I ain't going to let this nigger ruin my career. As if that's going to somehow affect him if his teammate loses. What's that got to do with you?
I think the racism part you've just sort of added in. Because he is friends with John Jones, so he can't be that racist.
No, that was more for comedic effect.
Oh right, okay. You might have probably said that with a bit of an accent or something to make it more comedic, because you just said that as a matter of fact. I don't endorse that by any means.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fair enough. He's brown anyway. He's allowed.
Close enough.
And then the bitch part, I think, was just for his general behaviour afterwards. I've calling out Kevin later on, which was a bit dumb.
Forgot about that.
I hope that match-up happens.
It seemed like there was no thought process behind that. He just did it as a reaction, like, shit, my team lost, I better do something. You, fight now!
Yeah. In fact, that kind of happened in the Smashes, didn't it, as well, where Norman just lost his temper and just said, I'll fight everyone here.
I'll fight you all.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's always good. Like a bit of genuine beef always makes the show more entertaining. And then, so with all this whole situation bubbling with Gilbert, I thought John Jones handled it very well as a coach.
Yeah.
He just came in, said to Gilbert, in front of all these little backstabbers, you've got my 100% support. I believe in you. Let's do this. Other coaches in the past may have fucked that situation up. I think you mentioned...
Looking at you, BJ Penn.
BJ Penn would have maybe just kicked everyone off the team, or...
everyone off the team.
All of you get out.
Yeah, now.
But yeah, Jones did the best he could in that situation, made it clear.
Because, I mean, what were they trying to achieve by bringing this up? The fight's been made, they've had the stare down, training's begun. What are they trying to achieve by saying, this ain't right, this fight ain't good?
Because, like, Bubba's point was like, if he loses, then Team Sonnen gets the fight picks, so then we're all at a disadvantage at every other point. But I think I don't quite understand the logic of, right, I'm a bit worried that this guy's going to lose, so because of that I'm just going to completely undermine his confidence
and complain and moan and
kick his legs out from under him, not just try and lift him up. It was like, he seems like a weak link, I'm going to fucking get on his case, and
maybe there's an element of that, because at the end of the day it's every man for himself. So I know there's a team.
Kind of a dick move though, isn't it? Really, to be honest. So I'm not a Bubba fan so far.
I like how it cut from all of this Gilbert negativity, moaning, to his opponent, and it really saw a little bit of Luke, and that was just him kicking the shit out of some bags.
Yeah, didn't it? I think it literally cut from Gilbert crying to Luke just in training, ready to go, just ready to fuck shit up. And just as a general point for The Ultimate Fighter, I've got to say I do enjoy the training room drama over the house drama. It just feels a lot more real. I think it's coming from a more instinctive place, whereas in the house the drama kind of comes from a prank that someone didn't like, or someone's just crying like a bitch, or mouthing off, or eating someone's food, or it's just petty shit, whereas in the training it's more down to like attitude. This guy, I think this guy's not as good a fighter. It's more, I don't know, it seems more genuine.
It's real, because like, in the house it feels like there's one eye on this drama and one eye on the camera. Whereas in the training room it's just all, they, especially when they start sparring and it kicks off. That's my favourite.
Yeah, that's great.
Because that is not for the cameras, that is just pure male adrenaline.
In fact, how about that part where Gil was just looking at someone else and his sparring partner just punched him in the face, like, get with it, bitch.
It was near the start. It looked like it might have been some kind of Shark Tank scenario where you finish training one guy and the next guy just comes in. But I don't know why I wasn't looking at the next guy. But anyway, maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe that's what they were complaining about. Man. And then pretty much to the fight. One thing I've got to pick up, it annoys me when we hear it so many times. I'm ready to die for this. I hate that phrase.
No, you're not.
I'm ready to die for this. For one, that person should never tap out. It's like, you said it, you need to die then, don't tap out.
Yeah.
And second of all, why would you do that to your kids? You're allow yourself to die over MMA.
Because his whole preamble before was how he's nothing without the love of his family, his wife and his kids. And then he's like, hey, but I'll die for this shit.
I'll die for
So where does that leave them? But again, it's somebody who's not confident trying to get himself in the right frame of mind for the fight, I think. I think at that point he was just grabbing at straws, really. Anything, because I think he knew Luke was better than him. And man, it came to the fight, and Luke, overall for me, definitely seemed like the better fighter. He defended takedown attempts well. I think all Gilbert had to try and stop him were takedowns to be superior wrestling. If he tried to strike with him, Luke's reach advantage and his striking technique would have been too good for him, I think.
I'm still trying to see what John Jones saw in Gilbert that made him pick that fight, because it just looked like he was up against it since the first fucking bell rang. There was no chance he was ever going to win that fight.
I think he took a risk in that if Gil had pulled off the win, then it's like, bang, we get the fight pick. We've just knocked off their top guy without having to spare any of our top guys. The morale on the team would be amazing. But then if he loses, then you just go, well, that was number 1 versus number 4 pick anyway. So, I mean, you've got a loss on the record now, and you've lost control of the fights. It kind of backfired, I think. But you know what? I don't think you can read too much into that shit on The Ultimate Fighter, because a lot of times it can just come down.
It can go either way. Yeah. But I think it shows does it show the mentality of Jones for me as a fighter is he's not. I was about to say he's not a huge risk taker.
No, he defers to
safe.
Well, Greg Jackson gives him the game plan,
and he carries it out exactly. He doesn't break from that, so he's not like a fucking what's it called when you just go out on your own and just do what you want, like a renegade.
No, he's not. No, he's very calculated. Yeah. He's an athlete, man.
I would have expected that kind of pick from Sonnen more than Jones. Just a crazy ass pick.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I mean, Luke kind of was clipping him here and there with elbows, punches. Couple of kicks got through. Anytime Gilbert did manage to get him down or get controlling the grappling, Luke kind of escaped from any attempt for a mount.
There's nothing going on.
He was pulling guard. Luke just looked comfortable at all times to me, even when Gilbert was putting the pressure on.
Are you still thinking Luke could go all the way?
I think so. I think so. I mean, he dealt with Gilbert pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All Gilbert really had to offer were those takedowns, and that was his undoing in the end, because he went for a takedown and got the lead in the fucking mouth.
Oh my god, that's
knocked the fuck out. And it's interesting because in the build-up they were showing Jones teaching him the overhand right, and so I was expecting him to maybe go in for a takedown and throw the right. He never threw it once. Ate a knee. Game over, and he was out.
Actually, you can't underestimate the value of winning early, because Luke has got a nice long rest now to his next fight.
His confidence is high.
Yeah, he can train, he can learn, and he'll be fully ready for the next fight.
Yeah, so
as opposed to Gilbert, who's got a long 6 or 7 weeks ahead of him.
But you know what?
Even with a wild card,
get in the gym. But the thing is, there's no losses, only lessons.
Yeah.
He's learned where his weaknesses are. It's up to him to work on it now. So
true.
We'll see how he progresses.
Got the rest of the time to just start jogging, hit that treadmill.
Get that cardio up, boy. So that's it.
And have we got something to look forward to next week?
Greatest knockout of all time, according to Dana White. So look forward to that. Comments right below on Rear Naked channel, or hit us up on Twitter, Rear Naked Chat, or if you're old-fashioned, you can email us at rearnakedchat@gmail.com, and that's about it. Anything else to add?
No, I just can't wait to see who's going to get knocked the fuck out next week. My money's on it being Uriah Hall knocking out Chella.
Adam Chella, yeah. On paper, that looks likely, but as we said, anything can happen. So tune in next week, and we'll break that shit down for you too.
Peace.